is reality.
Ja, ja. So, wir gehen einfach. Katze, du stehst so denkbar ungünstig. Naja. Wie können wir jetzt... Warte mal. Nein. Ah, so geht's ja. Gut. Haben wir noch mal jemanden? Können wir mit dem noch mal reden?
Right to work! Right to work! Shame
Ja, komm, wir das. Das bringt ja nichts. Turn up. Ich habe gar keine Ahnung, wo das herkommt, ne? Ach, da waren wir doch gar nicht. Doch, da waren wir.
You see several packaged raincoats.
Nein. Nee, das brauchen wir nicht. Nee, zu dir wollen wir auch nicht. Bäh. Wir gehen jetzt mal zur Leiche. Und wir schauen uns die Geheimgänge an. Vielleicht die Polizei, ja, gut. Lalalala.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Wer ist denn das? Ist das wieder der... Ach, das ist der Raucher wieder, ne? Das ist noch gar nicht so spät.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene.
Machen
the
wir.
RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Alles klar.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing.
No.
Let's not turn...
Damn it. This is turning into some sort of... Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe, after he's gone asleep.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit. And the failure of the 38 single,
Komm.
Et puis descend to crack.
There truly
machen
is a
einfach.
time for everything. Even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there. I'll
Okay.
ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe in your paperwork, officer. Just fill out the field autopsy form.
Now they only have one paperwork too.
Officer, what haven't you lost? Good. Otherwise you would only have one shoe now. I can give you my paperwork. There's an autopsy form there. Several actually. But only if it helps move things along.
Es tut mir leid.
Yes, well...
It's okay to cry, Runkari.
Right. The autopsy form is near the end.
The dead man stares in silence as you
Yeah.
crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling.
No. That's you.
The corpse is in different...
KK57. Dash.
Ja,
Next.
ja.
We've heard the nom de...
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah.
NA.
Ja.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side. He nods.
Mondial.
Fair to olive, the pudgy mess.
Fucky fucky!
Male.
pig's gonna have sex.
Nor does he.
We're still going with March 4. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable.
KK 57 0503.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red.
Clothes.
See, it's
Babrodine, yeah.
The disappointment.
The rest of the clothes.
It would be clever patience. After the autopsy,
The boot has a series of tattoos. The upper torso. The assistant had. The deceased has a well-nourished, athletic. Body hair is light
Okay.
brown. This strip.
the hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet.
Lividity is consistent with hang.
fucking low velocity. You think
Ah,
Kuno doesn't know
bitte.
what you're talking shit about Kuno's velocity?
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the bell so we can.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters. The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the bell to see the ligate.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now. Like a flower
Bitte,
arranged.
bitte.
You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah. Somewhere a really, really bad smell is coming from there now. And some
Yeah, fuck him.
Told you my pig was hardcore.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
Ja.
he sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts. Snap. The knot is slashed.
Sehr schön.
Here. The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark
Okay.
is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia.
No, it's gonna happen. See,
I fucking knew it.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Okay.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars. Last item. Hands.
Die andere Hand.
The hand feels heavy, filled with decay liquids,
Uah, ekelhaft.
like it's ready to explode if squeezed hard enough. You're suddenly repulsed, so much so you feel compelled to drop it.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling. I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, the stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it, a moral to this story.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer. Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it. Gently, a rotting smell erupts from the mouth. You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Okay. Ich gucke
No
auch rein.
scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside.
Aha.
It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat.
Lassen wir
Inside,
das.
you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary. Na.
Entfällt.
Same for toxicology and serology. And
Yeah.
cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands,
Ich
feet
brauche
and neck.
unbedingt
Hypostasis is
irgendwas.
visually consistent with the hanging.
Ja.
Gastrointestinal.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food.
Notieren.
What's next on the list?
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Come back later, Corporal.
I thought we decided to leave it.
Damn it. This is turning. Okay. So you can sneak out of your... You find a moment as the lieutenant inspects the dead man's fingernails. Still, you can make out a case with a curious title. The Man with the Hole in His Head.
Nee, komm.
What? Let's see. We have
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
not just yet. Let's get what we know it isn't out of the... Oh, so we inflicted them? Okay, so there's a spin-stabilized munition from a Kiel A990 muzzleloader lodged in his lung, and an incision on the thorax from a chain cutter. I wouldn't mention those. Better not to muddy the waters.
See? These pigs are fucking corrupt.
Ja, ja.
Why don't you fuck him if you love him so much?
Now, injuries. Head, chest and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body.
Wow.
Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer? Agreed. Next injury. So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing
Genau.
it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath,
Right. Next, nothing. Just in case.
the corpse lay slouched.
Fertig. Okay. Ist doch schon. Hallo?
The rotting man lies. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. You find still. You can make out a case. This appears to be a case. It's very hard. It's not spelled out. Their strike, if allowed to escalate into violence, adds to the growing sense of civil war in the city. Maybe you're imagining it, but there are some remarks in there, and they're not all negative. And the 41st comes off as a moderately competent detective. It's very... It's not their strike, if allowed.
What?
So, was ist jetzt? Warum? Also ich würde sagen... Was können wir denn jetzt noch machen? Hier ist doch. Nein. Das geht nicht. Ist schon erledigt.
Yes? Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Ach,
Good.
Quatsch, komm.
Let's change the subject.
Vergessen. Dann nehmen wir doch das mal. Keine Ahnung. Ah, genau, wir
The
interagieren.
note is written with a blue
Yeah.
pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots.
It belongs inside a radio
Okay, Quatsch. Was können wir denn jetzt noch machen? Aha. Nee, mich verlässt jetzt auch gerade so ein bisschen die Konzentration. Das war auch jetzt alles ein bisschen lange. Und die Katze will auch schon wieder dringend raus und wieder rein und wieder raus. Aber egal. Nochmal. Warum? Ja, das habe ich doch. Was genau fehlt?
The rotting man lies on him. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
All right.
Be thorough if you want maximum result.
A dark red abrade. I see hemorrhage.
Below the note, think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
That's it. We have. Let's wrap
Gott
this
sei
up.
Dank.
I
Ah, ja.
pronounce this field autopsy over.
Jawohl.
Now we put him in a body bag and I drive him to Forborg for processing.
The lieutenant looks at the dead man one more time, then at his notebook. Then you tilt your head, also looking at. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Wir versuchen es einfach mal.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more. His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped and quite long.
Do you think we missed something? Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination. If you want for this task to slowly be... Hey, wasn't there a giant ice bear sarcophagus below that building? Now, that's an overstatement. Let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking...
Oh mein Gott. Oh, das will ich aber jetzt nicht mehr machen. Warte mal, das waren 3 mal 4, 12, 13, 14. Uiuiui.
The man is decomposing visibly. The lieutenant adjusts
Nee,
his
das will ich
glasses
nicht. Hör
and
auf,
takes
nein,
a
nein,
deep.
nein. Wie soll das jetzt gehen? Warte mal. Ich kann ja nicht so gut aufhören, ne? Ah, da war da noch was. Aber ne, Quatsch, wir gehen jetzt erstmal da raus wieder. sein.
The bear's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge slowly melting. The power has been cut off.
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it's more than big enough and cold enough. Honestly, it's perfect. All we
Genau.
have to do is...
So, warte. Auch Katze. Ich sehe jetzt gerade nicht, wo ich hinlaufe, deswegen wird es jetzt ein bisschen ruckelig, weil die Katze wieder... Hallo, das war doch...
Both cables are unplugged from the breaker box. Somewhere, a machine hums along with the current, happy and content. This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a
Okay,
hand-cranked
good.
ice cream churner on top.
Alles klar.
Only the black cable is plugged, a giant electric...
Great. The owners of this building will just have to keep paying for the electricity sucked up by this.
Something close to you died.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raised...
Warte mal.
Only the red cable is plugged into the breaker box, while the black one lies neglected.
So, jetzt lass mal gucken. Müsste doch jetzt richtig sein.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red.
Of course. I'll take the... It's not going to be the easiest thing.
The body is heavier than you expected and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get it down to the basement. Then 10 more minutes to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork.
Beautiful. A dead body in a
Sehr
nice bare
schön.
fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done.
You have created an ice bear sarcophagus.
Man sehe und staune.
Talk of the ice bear sarcophagus must not leave this room.
Das ist keine Polizeiarbeit, Kim, das ist Kunst.
If I were an artist, this would certainly not be my vision. I
Natürlich
would
nicht.
He's right. His work would be much more formal.
At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped,
Ich probier's nochmal.
waiting. You touch the dead man's body. His skin is cold, light blue and silvery in the light of the fridge. You still have no idea where to begin, or what.
It'll come to you sooner or later. At least he's safe here until then.
So, warte mal. Das versuchen wir jetzt noch.
Why does art inspire you so much? Excellent question. In short, have you looked in the mirror lately? Such
Ja,
vigor.
komm.
Oh, bravo.
Ich muss
This was
aufhören.
a
So. Ganz kurz einmal noch ein Versuch. Wir haben hier nochmal einen Punkt und wir wollen bei Wahrnehmung. Wo ist Wahrnehmung? Nee, wo sollen wir rein?
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
Bin ich doof? Da. Gut. Probieren wir's. müssen wir wieder raus. Ne, so nicht, sondern nochmal rein.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. You touch the dead man's body. His skin is cold,
Komm,
light
ich
blue and silvery in the light.
rätsel hier alles.
You
Nee.
still
It'll come to you sooner or later. At least he's safe here until then.
Genau. So. Ich würde sagen, das war's für heute. Ich sage vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Und macht's auf jeden Fall gut. Und das geht auf jeden Fall weiter. Vielleicht spoilere ich ein bisschen, damit es ein bisschen schneller vorangeht. Ich guck's mir an. Auf jeden Fall. Ja, danke fürs Zuschauen. Macht's auf jeden Fall gut und ciao.